You've been kidnapped by a terrorist group. They are gone and will come back in 15 minutes. Try to escape before they get there. Good luck.
5, 7, 9, 2, 3. 5, 7, 9, 2, 3.
Hi guys, today we're gonna learn how to create a simple escape room. Simple and not complex, because creating a complex one would take a long time and the video would be very long. But you can use these ideas I'm gonna teach you today and your own ideas to make a better and longer one, okay? So let's get started. Let's begin creating the title and the first instructions. Those are gonna be one sprite with two costumes. And now let's code it. When green flag clicked, we're gonna switch costume to costume number 1. Show. We're gonna wait for a couple of seconds. And then switch costume to costume number 2. And we're gonna play a sound. So let's go to sounds. And we're gonna take this one. Let's go to code again, sound, and we take start sound. Let's check it out. Now when this sprite clicked, we're gonna switch to the first room. Switch backdrop to, and now we have to go to backdrops and choose one. So now that we have two backdrops, very important, in this first sprite we have to switch backdrop to backdrop 1. Let's give it a name. And when this sprite clicked, switch backdrop to room 1. And obviously when this sprite clicked, we have to hide it. But there might be a problem. Look, if someone clicks, it misses the initial message. So what can we do? This is only going to work when costume is number 2. So only if, let's take an operator, costume number 2. That way, if they click here, they cannot hide it. And once they have read the message, they can click and go to this room. Let's give a name to this sprite. Let's call it first message. Here, this door is gonna be watched over by Frank. So very important, the code for Frank. Event. When green flag clicked, obviously Frank is gonna hide. And now this is the block we're going to use very often. When backdrop switches to room 1, Frank is gonna show. And when this sprite clicked, Frank is going to ask us for a code, for a password. The password is gonna be Frank. So, if the answer of the user is Frank, he will say correct, coming. And if not, I have to take this one, not the other one. He's gonna say that's not correct. And if it is correct, apart from saying correct coming, we're gonna switch backdrop to the next one. We can prepare it right now. Obviously we have not finished the first stage, but let's prepare the backdrop. And the next backdrop is gonna be black. I'm gonna convert to bitmap, take this, and let's call it dark room. So we will see later what the dark room is, but now let's code this part. So how is the player going to know what the password is? Look, I'm gonna insert an easel. This easel is gonna be over here, and we'll have something written on it. As usual, when green flag clicked, this one is gonna be hidden, and when backdrop switches to room 1, it's gonna show. When I click on the easel, I'm going to display here a note with this information. So I'm gonna create the note. So here we have the note with a code. You will see what the code is for later. And obviously, when green flag clicked, this is gonna be hidden. And when are we gonna show it? When we click on the easel. So when this sprite clicked, we're gonna broadcast code. Let's call it code as well. So this is gonna show when I receive code. And to make it look better, we're going to insert an animation. So let's set size to 0. And when it shows, it's going to change size by 5, 20 times. So the idea is this. To hide this, we have to click on it. So, simple. When this sprite clicked, hide. So, as you see, the password is Frank. That is 57923. There's gonna be a radio here that will say those numbers. We're gonna make it small, not that small, and we're gonna put it here so that it looks part of the background. As usual, when green flag clicked, this has to hide, and when backdrop switches to room 1, this is gonna show. And important, when this sprite clicked, this is gonna speak. That way we need new blocks, text to speech. And he's gonna speak And it's gonna say, not F, sorry, 5, 7, 9, 2, 3. So when someone's playing, yeah, important. As you see, we have to send this to the front layer. Because if not, the radio is on it. So when I receive code, go to front layer. That way, it's gonna be here. And if we click on the radio,
5, 7, 9, 2, 3.
all right. So we click on Frank, we write it, correct, come in. And now we switch backdrop to dark room. And look, what do we have to do now? We have to hide the radio, Frank, and diesel. And this, just in case. So, when backdrop switches to dark room, hide, and we pass this to Frank, we pass this to diesel, and we pass this to the radio. Let's check it out. We have this,
5,
the radio,
7,
and
9,
Frank.
2, 3.
Okay, we have the first room finished. Now we're gonna create the effect of the torch. So first of all, let's upload the sprite. And you might be wondering, Diego, how do you get that torch without any background behind? Check this video. Check this video, please. This one. So now let's make the torch small. Let's put it here. And as usually, when green flag clicked, hide. And when background switches to dark room, show. Now when we click on the torch, we want a light, okay, a white circle to follow the cursor. So first of all, let's create it. Important, center it, and the same. When green flag clicked, hide. And when do we show it? When we click on the torch. So, first of all, when the torch is clicked, we broadcast a message. And when I receive torch, show, and forever go to mouse pointer. To hide it, we have to click on it. So when this sprite clicked, hide. So let's see. If I click, it hides. Perfect. Now we need to create the operation here that is going to be seen only when using the torch. So new sprite, we take text, and that has to be black. Same color as the background. I'm going to switch backdrop so that we can see where it is. Okay, it's here. And the idea is this. When I press on the torch, the circle has to be behind it. That's perfect. So only when the circle is behind it, and obviously the background turns white, we can see the operation. To make sure that it always works, in the circle, we're going to put this, and this is very important. This one has to go to, well, let's put it here, back layer. And this sprite, let's call it calculate. This sprite is gonna go to front layer. Well, first of all, when green flag clicked, hide. And when backdrop switches to dark room, show and go to front layer. To have a space here to write the result of this operation, we're gonna go to backdrops. Okay, if we go to backdrops, the space appears at the bottom of the stage. So when backdrop switches to dark room, let's leave it that way. And simply, we're going to put repeat until answer equals, and if you're good at math, you would know the result of this operation is 8. This is what we're going to be repeating. And once it stops repeating it, it means the user has typed in 8, so we switch to the next backdrop that we have to prepare it. Castle. And now let's make sure we haven't made any mistakes. When we click on the torch, we can see it. And if we type in 8, okay, important. When backdrop switches to castle, we have to hide the torch and this sprite, and also the circle. Let's check, switch backdrop to castle, and they hide. Perfect. So room number 2 is ready. And now the final stage. First of all, we're gonna create the node. That's gonna work in a similar way to the code. Let's make it small and place it here. Hide when green flag clicked, and show when backdrop switches to castle. When this sprite clicked, it's gonna broadcast the message to another sprite, which is gonna contain the information. Everything centered. Same code here. Hide. Please click the fast note. Next note. Set size 0. Show. And change size 5. 3. So let's see. We try the castle. We'll leave it again. Go here. Set. And we try it. 5. Alright. So now comes the new part. Something we've never done in this channel before. If the birds are part of the background, how do we control the clicking on them? Look, first of all, I'm going to create 2 variables, bird1 and bird2, because we have to click on both of them to leave the castle. And now I'm going to create a sprite it's going to be a white rectangle, and let's put it on the bird. That rectangle is gonna be invisible, but it's not gonna be hidden. Okay, that's not the same. Obviously this is gonna hide when green flag clicked, but it's gonna show when backdrop switches to castle. And now we're going to set ghost effect to 99. So the rectangle is here, but it's invisible. But when this sprite clicked, we're gonna set bird1 to OK. So when we click on green flag, we have to set bird1 to 0, for example. and if both bird1 and bird2 are okay, we switch backdrop. Let's prepare the final backdrop. So urban is already prepared. So now this sprite, let's call it bird1. When this sprite click, set bird1 to OK, and we're gonna check if both bird1 and bird2 are okay, because in that case we have to switch backdrop to urban. So if there are gonna be two conditions, so we need the AND operator. One condition, the other condition. So whenever this sprite clicked, set bird1 to OK, and if bird1 and bird2, both of them, are OK, we switch backdrop. And we're gonna duplicate it, basically, to, well, clicking here we can set ghost effect to 0. Let's place it here. And this one, set bird2 to 0. When this sprite click, set bird2 to OK, and the same. And obviously when we switch backdrop to urban, we hide both of them. Same here. And we also hide the node, the other one just in case it's visible. There's something wrong. Let's check what it is. Yeah, and the mistake is this. We haven't shown these ones. Let's check it out again. We click here, okay. We click here, okay. And we have left the castle. So now obviously variables hidden, and let's create a sprite which says victory. So as you see, it works, but now we have to set a timer because we said at the very beginning of the game that the user has 15 minutes to leave the castle, and if not, the tourists come back and he's caught. So we can go to backdrops, for example, variables. When green flag clicked, we're going to hide the timer. So hide variable timer. We're gonna set the timer to 900 seconds, which equals 15 minutes. And when backdrop switches to the first room, we show the timer, and we're gonna repeat 900 times. Wait a second and change timer. If this finishes, okay, that means timer equals 0, we're gonna broadcast game over. So we have to create a sprite which says game over. And this way we cover the whole screen, and when this message is displayed, the user cannot interact and continue playing because everything is covered, okay? And now let's code it. Let's play some. So now the only thing we have to do is stop the timer when we win. So let's go back to the backdrop because everything is created here. And when backdrop switches to urban, that means we won, we're going to stop this. How? With this, stop other scripts in Sprite. Do not select all, because if you select all, we stop the whole game. Before we try it, let's fix this. I've put show variable bird1 in its timer, what we have to show, and bird1 has to be hidden. So it works, and we're gonna put a sound for this. And the perfect sound for that is this. Let's send the game over screen to front layer, just in case. And the game is finished, guys. And finally, I want to tell you there is a website called www.scratchcontest.org. We'll leave the link in the description, where they organize the contest and you have to create your own escape room in Scratch. Okay, that's why I was explaining to you in this video how to do it. There are 3 categories. One goes from 1st grade to 3rd grade, primary education. The second one goes from 4th grade to 6th grade, primary education as well. And the third one goes from 1st grade to 4th grade in secondary education. You can make your projects either individually or in groups, maximum 3 members in each group. And you have to send them before the 18th of June. So you still have 2 weeks. So not only I encourage you to create your own escape room, but also to take part in this contest. Okay? Bye bye!